I will start by telling you guys I am filming this on my Fujifilm X100. I do not normally film my stuff on my cameras that I use for photo work, just because if I'm going to not use my phone, I'm just going to use like my G7X or my Sony ZV-1. They're my little video vlogging cameras. But I've been kind of tempted to just try this one out a little more lately because it has so many video features. And since I'm not featuring it in this video, I didn't need to worry about it. I am using currently my kit lens, which is actually, I have the 18-55 kit lens. So it's not the one that comes with the XM5, but I had it because of my X-T30 So I think it's a great wide lens, but it's also a stabilized lens, which is super helpful, although I have it on a tripod right now, so that doesn't matter. What I wanted to talk about, this is a super little short video, something I think nobody really touches on except maybe one person that I've seen in a video recently. One of the reasons that the X100 series, not just the 6, but any of them, is such a great camera to have is because of the fixed lens. Not necessarily just because it challenges you, which it does, and it has made me a better photographer in the challenges of having to learn different techniques and things. Actually, the fact that most venues, if you want to take a camera with you to things anymore, their rule says fixed lens cameras only. Also, this is still going to look a little big, so usually if I take it into a venue, I take my filter off and I take it in just like it would be, and that's it. Sometimes I will still put the filter in my purse so that I can just put the filter back on later, because I think when it's on there, it does make it look a little bigger. I have only had one venue ever have a problem with it, and they said that theirs have to be a shirt pocket size camera, which I have never heard that before. But everybody else has been totally fine. Sporting events, everything. They do not care because this is a fixed lens camera. For someone like me who loves to take photos everywhere and not use a phone, I hate phone photos. I don't like how it over sharpens. It doesn't matter if I use RAW, it doesn't look better. I love how this camera makes photos look, but I especially love an APS-C look. Like, yeah, I could absolutely take my G7X into any of those events and take little photos on it, but I don't really love how they come out of this one. I can use it if I had to. If I had to, I could. Now, the other one that I will take if I'm really worried that I can't take this in is my X70, because it is even smaller than this. I love that camera. It's just a little more limited in low light, which doesn't always matter, but if I can get away with taking this in, this is the one I'm going to pick just because it is the superior camera. That is also where I would love for Fuji to give us an X80. It can be almost exactly the same as the X70, just, you know, a little updated, maybe some more megapixels, because it is 16. And that's really all I would even need. Like, it can stay pretty much the rest the same as it is. Everybody loves it as it is. It doesn't need a viewfinder. It doesn't need IBIS. Like, that would make the X70 a huge camera to fit all those things in there. So I would love it if they just updated what they have a little bit and gave us better autofocus and more megapixels. Like, I'd be totally fine with that. And I don't know that they could put weather sealing in like this, where if you just put a filter on it, that would also be amazing for the X70. And I feel like that would be an option, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about there. Either way, that is one of my main reasons I think this camera is a great camera, especially if you have other cameras with interchangeable lenses that you can use at other times. This is the great everyday carry camera. I can slip it into almost any bag I own and take this with me. And I always have nice photos. People are always like, wow, your photos on your trips, like, they just give off this vibe. And I'm like, yeah, because I used a camera instead of my phone. And I was able to use it because it's a tiny camera. Like, if we're, I don't know, in Gatlinburg and we go into all the little shops, it's weird if I were to walk in with like my R6 and a lens and try to take photos in there. But pulling this or my X70 out is so minuscule and tiny, and it looks like a film camera. No one's intimidated by it. You get so many more photos than you would with a big camera. And it, being this small, makes you want to take it everywhere. That also makes me a better photographer, the fact that I actually want to carry my camera gear. I used to carry my Canon 5D Mark IV with the giant Sigma 35 lens on it all the time to take nice photos. Now that I've learned that I can get really good photos that I like on smaller cameras, I'm fine with that. Like, it doesn't give off the full frame vibes, and I know that, and that's fine. That's also part of why I have like my XM5, my X-T4, is to have a smaller option with prime lenses where I can get a little bit more of a shallow depth of field if I need it. But this does amazing. And it makes me want to take photos when I see it. It makes me want to use it because it's already with me. So yeah, I love it. It's wonderful. And that's one of my big reasons, is literally for events that now say fixed lens cameras only. So I'm like, you know what? Fine. I got a fixed lens camera. I'm bringing this in.